Canto 8, Circle 5, Styx, the wrathful, Pelagius. Circle 6, Dis, the fallen angels. Returning to my theme, I say we came to the foot of a great tower, but long before we reached it, through the marsh, two horns of flame flared from the summit, one from either side, and then far off, so far we scarce could see it, across the mist, another flame replied. I turned to that sea of all intelligence, saying, "What is this signal and countersignal? Who is it speaks with fire across this distance?" And then, he, "Look across the filthy slough. You may already see one they summon, if the swamp vapors do not hide him from you." No twanging bowstring ever shot an arrow that bored the air. It rode dead to the mark more swiftly than the flying skiff whose prow shot towards us over the polluted channel, with a single steersman at the helm who called, "So, do I have you at last, you whelp of hell?" "Pelagius, Pelagius," said my Lord and God, "this time you waste your breath. You have us only for the time it takes to cross to the other side." Pelagius, the madman, blew his rage among those muddy marshes like a cheat deceived, or like a fool at some imagined wrong. My guide, whom all the fiend's noise could not nettle, boarded the skiff, motioning me to follow, and not until I stepped aboard did it seem to settle into the water. At once we left the shore, that ancient hull riding more heavily than it had ridden in all of time before. And as we ran on that dead swamp, the slime rose before me, and from it a voice cried, "Who are you that come here before your time?" And I replied, "If I come, I do not remain. But you, who are you, so fallen and so foul?" And he, "I am one who weeps." And then, "May you weep and wail to all eternity, for I know you, hell dog, filthy as you are." Then he stretched both hands to the boat, but warily the master shoved him back, crying, "Down, down with the other dogs." Then he embraced me, saying, "Indignant spirit, I kiss you as you frown. Blessed is he who bore you. In world and time, this one is haughtier yet. Not one unbending graces his memory. Here is his shadow and slime. How many living now, chancellors of wrath, shall come to lie here yet in this pig mire, leaving a curse to be their aftermath? And I, Master, it would suit my whim to see the wretch scrubbed down into the swill before we leave this stinking sink in him." And he to me, "Before the other side shows through the mist, you shall have all you ask. This is a wish that should be gratified." And shortly after, I saw the loathsome spirit so mangled by a swarm of muddy wraiths that to this day I praise and thank God for it. After Filippo Argenti, all cried together. The mad dog Florentine wheeled at their cry and bit himself for rage. I saw them gather, and there we left him. And I say no more. But such a wailing beat upon my ears, I strained my eyes ahead to the far shore. "My son," the master said, "the city called Dis lies just ahead. The heavy citizens, the swarming crowds, hell's metropolis." And I then, "Master, I already see the glow of its red mosques, as if they came hot from the forge to smolder in this valley. And my all-knowing guide, they are eternal flues to the eternal fire that rages in them and makes them glow across this lower hell." And as he spoke, we entered the vast moat of the sepulchre. Its walls seemed made of iron and towered above us in our little boat. We circled through what seemed an endless distance before the boatman ran his prow ashore, crying, "Out, out, get out! This is the entrance." Above the gates, more than 1,000 shades of spirits purged from heaven for its glory cried angrily, "Who is it that invades death's kingdom in his life?" And my Lord and guide advanced a step before me with a sign that he wished to speak to some of them aside. They quieted somewhat, and one called, "Come, but come alone. And tell that other one who thought to walk so blithely through death's kingdom, he may go back along the same fool's way he came by. Let him try his living luck. You who are dead can come only to stay. Reader, judge for yourself how each black word fell on my ears to sink into my heart. I lost hope of returning to the world. Oh, my beloved master, my guide in peril, who time and time again have seen me safely along this way and turn the power of evil, stand by me now, I cried in my heart's fright, as if the dead forbid our journey to them. Let us go back together toward the light. My guide then, in the greatness of his spirit, take heart. Nothing can take our passage from us when such power has given warrant for it. Wait here and feed your soul while I'm gone on comfort and good hope. I will not leave you to wander in this underworld alone. So the sweet guide, Father, leaves me here, and I stay in doubt with yes and no, dividing all my heart to hope and fear. I could not hear my Lord's words, but the pack that gathered around him suddenly broke away, howling and jostling, and went pouring back, slamming the towering gate hard in his face. That great soul stood alone outside the wall. Then he came back. His pain showed in his pace. His eyes were fixed upon the ground. His brow had sagged from its assurance. He sighed aloud. Who has forbidden me the halls of sorrow? And to me he said, you need not be cast down by my vexation. For whatever plot these fiends may lay against us, we will go on. This insolence of theirs is nothing new. They showed it once at a less secret gate that still stands open for all that they could do. The same gate where you read the dead inscription, and through it, at this moment, a great one comes. Already he has passed it and moves down ledge by dark ledge. He is one who needs no guide, and at his touch, all gates must spring aside.